Welcome to Flicks on Tap.
Place where we sip on some movies and
watch some beers.
Watch some beers. Yeah, I love saying that.
All right. So I guess that's our thing now, yeah. All right, man. The show's just rolling along, finally getting into these movies a lot. I'm excited about the one we're talking about tonight.
Oh, it's a good one.
But before we get into the nitty-gritty about this great movie, how about we introduce these beers? I actually paired them up because the can art is just as intriguing and disorienting and trippy as the movie we're going to talk about tonight, which is Yorgos Lanthimos' Poor Things, starring Emma Stone, Mark Ruffalo, Willem Dafoe, and Rami Youssef.
Very good cast. Yeah, Rami Youssef. I saw him from a comedy show.
Yeah.
Like he had a show. It was about him, right?
Yeah, Rami on Hulu. It's also really good if you want to watch it. I recommend it.
Okay, yeah, we can dive into that more later too. I just the cast is just so good, and I wanted to.
Was good. That was Rami's first feature.
Yeah,
he did great.
He crushed it, dude.
He went right alongside these really decorated actors.
I like the way you put that. Yeah,
he fit in, so it was awesome. We'll get into the meat and potatoes of this movie in a sec, but first, let's introduce our interesting beer.
Speaking of decorated, man, look at this. So we got some right off the bat. This is Revision.
I chose that out for you too, dude.
Yes, we love Revision out of San Diego. Yeah, no,
I forget where it's from. I thought it was Reno.
No, yes, Revision is Reno. Sorry, I'm excited because I actually went to Revision when I lived in Reno, and I forgot that was because I lived in San Diego too, so I mixed them up. But Revision is a really cool brewery. Man, look at this art. So let's talk about the name first. Elusive Rainbow Tree Shroom. Giancarlo, why did you pick out this one for tonight's episode?
Dude, it just perfectly matches the whole vibe of that movie. The second you walk into Poor Things, sit down, getting ready for it to go, it is just a trippy thing. It is a disorienting movie, and that is a compliment. I was enthralled by that movie, dude. It was so good.
Yeah.
But the can art does remind me a lot of the movie itself.
It's very, very trippy, very unique.
But yeah, let's see.
Do a quick sound check. How you sound, buddy?
I am very off and echoey.
I got you. Talk one more time, friend.
All right, how's it going? A little bit better. All right,
a little better. Cool. There we go. Sorry about that, friends.
So, no, it's not good.
It's not good?
My audio's not good.
Okay, keep talking while I roll it.
So, we are talking about the movie, I guess. The Elusive Rainbow Tree Shroom has these rainbow mushrooms all over what looks to be a tree branch. And the tree branch is just like this real dull brown color that reminds me a lot of the black and white scenes from Poor Things. And so that is like the first half of the movie, I would say, is these black and white scenes, which is when we are introduced to Emma Stone's character, Bella Baxter. So she is like this Frankenstein-esque character that Willem Dafoe's crazy doctor professor essentially brought back to life and put together. Okay. So we're watching her essentially learn to live throughout this movie. And it was a good experience to see Emma Stone portray this character from like literal infant stages of life all the way towards, I'm presuming the end. She was playing something like late 30s maybe, like her brain capacity, but yeah. we'll find that out.
Yeah. How's that sound volume-wise?
It's not good.
It's good?
Super echoey.
Yeah. Okay.
It's shallow.
Okay. Can you hear yourself okay?
I can hear myself, but it's just echoing and shallow. It does not sound good.
Okay. I'll keep dabbling as we go, but we're recording. Man, that movie was one of those movies where you're on your toes every second.
Yeah.
Every second, dude. I was so into it, man. The fact that you picked this art for it, I think represents it perfectly because it's a trip.
Yeah, it was trippy. A trip. The whole thing. You're just kind of like, I don't know. Did you just say you're on the edge of your seat almost?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just kind of want to know what's going to happen next. It's so unique in every aspect. The story is crazy. So like I said, she's like this Frankenstein-esque character put back to life. What it is spoiler alert here, but she was this woman who committed suicide, but she was pregnant.
Yeah.
And so Willem Dafoe's character finds her, performs surgery to remove the baby, removes the baby's brain, removes the lady's brain, and inserts the baby's brain into the woman. And so it's an infant brain inside of a full-grown woman's body, and we're just watching this infant learn to maneuver. And Emma Stone masterfully pulls this stuff off. Like, so she's walking like a baby, but at the same time, you got to realize walking like a baby is different when you actually have a baby's body.
Yeah.
So it's probably even more awkward. And Emma Stone pulled it off so convincingly, and she was nominated for Best Actress, and I hope she wins it. At first, I was rooting hard for Lily Gladstone. I still am. Like, I'd be so stoked if Lily Gladstone from Killers of the Flower Moon wins, but Emma Stone deserves it.
Yeah.
Heavy for this movie.
Yeah, she did a really good job. I mean, she's done La La Land. She has some really big movies, but this one I think was like, it showcased a whole new side.
Yeah, she's been nominated now 4 times, I believe.
Yeah.
So
wow,
she deserves
4
it.
times.
Won once, so this would be her second win. I hope she gets it. I really do. Great movie. Kept me super entertained. There was one slow down in the movie, which is when they go to Paris. When they go to Paris, she learns that she can have sex for money, essentially. Mm-hmm. And she becomes a prostitute. I felt like that was super dragged on.
That was a lot of Emma Stone sex.
Yeah, and
a lot of that.
So I generally don't like sex scenes in movies. I think Henry Cavill just came out a couple days ago saying that they're like overdone and boring. I agree. I always have. Yeah. 100%. And so I went into this movie skeptically because of that alone already.
Yeah.
I was concerned that I would get bored. I would think that wasn't it. They actually played it in comedically. They played it in with the purpose of her like coming of age and learning who she was. Mm-hmm. But there's that stretch where she's the prostitute where it just feels completely overplayed.
It was very long.
It was.
I feel like 45 minutes to the movie was just that.
I mean, I don't even know if it was that much. I think it just felt that way because it was like the worst part of the movie. Like I would give it, so I give it 5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. You can check out our Letterboxd at the link in the bio at Flicks on Tap on Instagram. But anyways, I give it 5 out of 5. I would give it a 4.5 simply because of that stretch.
Right.
That stretch was just like, make this end.
But outside of that, what was your favorite aspect of the movie?
So I loved the cinematography. I always talk about the cinematography. Like I mentioned, that was my favorite part of Maestro as well. But this one was so creative. I've never seen someone throw in those insane wide angles into a narrative feature like that.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that actually. And so that was really cool. The camera movement, there was something like eerie about it at certain times. Like even if you watch the trailer, there's a shot where Willem Dafoe in the trailer is like introducing Raimi to Bella. Mm-hmm. And there's this weird, just like subtle camera movement. It's kind of eerie and it just matches the film so well. So what they were able to accomplish with the direction, the set design, holy crap, the set design was amazing. The costumes, the performance, everything about that movie comes together to make this super unbelievable, outlandish fantasy movie just feel so right. Yeah. And it feels so believable when you're watching it. Like normally worlds like that are kind of cheesy and hard to get into, but this world sucks you in.
Yeah.
Like when I saw a trailer, I remember thinking that I wasn't gonna like the set design, but it just felt so right. And I don't know how else to describe it. It just encapsulated me perfectly.
No, it totally did. It was good, man. Real quick, I'm gonna ask you a question live on air here. Do you want us to do a quick pause and we can just see if we can fix this and then we can easily come back in?
Does it sound bad to you still?
It sounds pretty echoey. We can easily, listeners, you're watching us real time. We can easily do it's a clip. It won't stop our film from being,
let's do it.
It won't interrupt us that much.
Let's try it.
Cool. Let's do a big clap on 3. Clap with me. 3, 2, 1. Talk with me. How we doing?
All right. Sounds good still. It
You
sounds
sound
way
good?
better. Yeah.
I sound good. Okay, dude. One more talk?
Okay. What's up, dude?
Cool. We're good. Okay.
All right.
Sorry, dude.
No, you're good.
Man, I don't know what's going on. Okay. We're already recording, right?
Yeah. Let's get it going.
We'll edit all that. What's up, folks? We're back. We had to do a quick tech fix.
Dude, I'm over the technical difficulties. We're so close, though.
We have good gear, too. I don't know what happened, man. But anyways.
Nothing compared to what it used to be, though.
Yeah.
So.
For sure. Anyways, check out some of our older stuff. Man, so we were talking about your favorite aspect of the movie. And what we didn't like, we did like.
So there was literally the one thing I didn't like. Yeah. So that's always a win for me when a movie's that good.
And you said we did 4.5 out of 5, right? Because of that.
So it's a 5.
5.
Except for if they were to edit that little bit of extraness out of that whole prostitute experience she had.
Yeah.
5 out of 5. It slowed and I was just like, come on, end this. It's like, we get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we understand she's learning, she's getting it. That felt extended. But other than that, perfect film.
Dude, honestly,
we were laughing so hard the whole time, too.
There was like 5 of us in the theater, which I actually think it's cool. I like that.
It was nice.
But dude, those scenes, man, where she was like the opening scene, man, when she's like, well, first of all, you have like a dog/duck hybrid.
Yeah, it was like a little French bulldog head on a duck's body.
Hilarious, dude.
There was other stuff that I can't think about in the background.
I can't even remember.
There was like a goose with something else. It was a goose on the pug's
body,
on the French bulldog's body.
It reminded me of Toy Story, man, when they were like, Andy was putting the toys together, dude. Did you tell me that?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No. That was good. I didn't think of that until now. That was funny.
But man, dude, it was so raw. It reminds me of the book Flowers for Algernon. I don't know if you know, but it's about this boy who is mentally, he's not developmentally, right? And man, you watch him develop. Like they give him this procedure, and he becomes so intelligent. And by the end of the movie, she's like,
she's a doctor, dude.
She's a doctor. She's super intelligent, and she's emotionally intelligent.
Spoiler: at the end of the movie's hilarious.
Yeah,
hilarious when she. Yeah. Okay, so as we said, she was a person who was pregnant, kills herself. The baby brain is implanted into her, so she's this new person. At one point, she's about to marry Raimi's character. I forget his name. McCandles.
Good memory.
Yeah, so she's about to marry Raimi's character, McCandles. And they get to that, like, does anybody object section of the wedding? And the lady who killed herself's husband shows up, and he's like calling her Victoria. He's like, Victoria. And she goes with him. She was just like, I am intrigued by this. I will go now, and leaves Raimi at the altar. Just so whatever she wants to do. Yeah, she just does what she wants. And that's okay. And that's the other aspect of it. Like, even with the sex and stuff, that shows the character, because she was unashamed of every choice she ever made in this. Yeah. Throughout this film, she's like, I'm just going to learn. And she wasn't taught shame, because she was raised by this like scientific doctor who was just using her as an experiment. He just wanted to see what would happen, right? Yeah. So she goes off with her husband, technically her dad, if you want to think about it that way, I guess, right? It might be. We don't even know. It might be. It might not be. But so she goes out with this guy, and he's a horrible person, right? Yeah. Like, he's horrible. He shoots off a gun in the house to make the help spill soup on herself and burn herself. Just to laugh, to get a laugh. Yeah. And he's laughing at her. And so she like realizes this is a bad guy. And she's like, all right, I'm done. I am leaving now. And she has like, at this point, she has this insane vocabulary. Like, her vocabulary is so funny. Oh, yeah. I remember there's like a line that Mark Ruffalo has at one point where he's like, you don't know what a banana is, but you know what empirically means. Yeah. That killed me. That was so good. Yeah. But yeah, so at this point, she's like, I'm over it. I'm leaving. And the guy's like, I'm not going to let you leave. And he points a gun at her. And I don't know I can't remember. Do you remember what she does to get the gun out of his hand? Well, she doesn't even get the gun out of his hand. Doesn't she like use like a numbing thing? No, not a numbing thing. No, she like charges him or something. Anyways, chlorophyll. No. I don't remember what happened, but she like splashes chlorophyll on him, and it makes him like get all doozy and pass out almost. I don't remember what happens exactly, but she somehow manages to make him shoot himself in the foot. And she's like, oh, I have to save him. He's going to bleed out. And Raimi's character is here somehow at this point, right? And he's like, I have a feeling that this isn't the guy who's going to give up if we help him. And she switches his brain out with a goat. And that's like the end of the movie. They're like living in this happy paradise of Willem Dafoe's character's house. I think he died at this point too. Yeah, Willem Dafoe passes away. Yep, because he was an experiment too. Beautiful character he played. Yeah, it was so cool. And then, but anyway, and the last thing you see is the guy playing the husband of the woman who tried to kill herself. He is just chewing on a shrub like a goat. Would you rather be a goat or dead? A goat, human or dead? Well, I mean, if you think about it, he's dead. It's the goat's brain in his head. He's dead. He's dead. That is true. I guess you're right, huh? Right? I would think so. I think that's how that works. Oh, you are right. You know something I noticed? So something that I thought was very interesting about the Willem Dafoe character. So his name is Godwin. Good memory on the names, dude. And she calls him God throughout. And I thought, that's right. I thought it was interesting. She's calling him God. He's literally playing God. He is playing with life. Yeah. So I thought that was really interesting. I thought that was very, very key. I haven't thought much about it past that. I'm sure there's some more hidden meaning to that or something. But she calls him God. He's playing with life, like Frankenstein style. Do you feel like Elon Musk is today's equivalent of that? Dude, he said he officially put a brain chip in someone's head the other day. Oh, really? I thought they already did that. Oh, I don't know. But he successfully did the human trial. He announced it like recently. Scary, dude. That's terrifying. Do you think that person got paid, or was it like, oh no, you got a free chip? That's a good point. I don't know.
Is that to help?
I mean,
mentally?
he has enough. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like, you seen that Bradley Cooper movie, Limitless?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like that idea where it's like you're like a superhuman almost.
Oh,
You
I
can
thought
have
it
a
was supposed to
computer in
like
there.
help people with
It can.
paralysis.
Yeah, that was a big thing about it is it'll help people regain function of like their limbs and stuff like
Oh
that.
man, I wonder how it's gonna help people who have like Parkinson's stuff.
Oh, dude, that's a good idea. I didn't even think of
If
that.
it helps,
that
like,
might help.
That's dope. I mean, I know people give him hate because he's like doing crazy absurd things and probably says some stuff, but like,
Yeah.
Anyways, I
No, that was a
digress.
good little segue. Let's talk about the beer a little because beer.
yeah.
What do you think? Because I tried this one the other night and I was excited to get you to try this
Very
one.
good.
It is, right?
I like hazies.
I do too.
I'm a hazy guy.
I do too.
You are too.
If I know what I'm expecting. So like I'll always go for something dank and hoppy first. We've talked about that a million times. But I saw this is a double hazy.
What is double knee style?
New England.
New England. Oh, okay.
New England is essentially just a hazy.
Okay.
So
That's cool.
It's kind of a redundant name. But it's a 8.2. Evan said the name earlier. Elusive Rainbow Tree shroom.
Oops.
It is from Revision in Sparks, Nevada. Is Sparks up there by Reno? I'm
Oh,
not sure
this
where Sparks is.
Sparks. So my family lives in Sparks. They moved from Reno to Sparks.
Oh, okay.
Sparks is kind of like the Henderson equivalent of.
Oh, cool.
You know, I mean, for those of you who are familiar, you know, it's a little more newly developed. So yeah, Sparks is great, man. Revision's a very cool vibe though, man. The one I went to was right on this by this like little lake running through Reno.
That's cool.
It's cool, man.
I've had a couple of their beers now, and I like
Yeah.
it. I've liked every single one. Like I haven't had a single complaint about any.
That's
of them, so
awesome.
I'm stoked. And this one's a very good one.
Yeah,
I'm very pleased with this one.
Did you get it from Total Wine?
No, I got this one from Corey's.
Oh,
Local
cool,
one
cool,
here.
cool.
If you are
Shout out
in
Corey's.
Henderson, Nevada, Corey's has a great selection of beers. Fantastic selection.
Can I read their little blurb?
Yeah, do it.
It says, come take a trip down the rabbit's hole with us. It is filled with visions of hidden forests, filled with trippy little fruits infused with motueka and citra hops. I don't know what that means. Giving each sip flavors a bright, ripe orange. So I like the orangeness. I don't taste the honeydew.
No, not really.
It's
I'm
very
not getting much
subtle.
of the honeydew. It says honeydew rind.
Is that the
Like the
skin?
shell, yeah.
So the orange is very definitely like
It's the front
dominant,
runner, yeah.
dominant. But yeah, man, it's good. That's good. Good pick, man.
So as you can see too, if you're watching the video, it's extremely hazy. It looks like a juice. I love the hazies that look like juice. They always taste very good. If you're craving something really refreshing, they always hit that spot. That's for sure.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
By the way, my lacing's better again, dude. What's going on?
I poured mine really bad. I like the way you poured yours this time. I was watching you. I did not pour mine well because that was when our audio
Mic went
started
out?
messing up.
Yeah.
So I was like distracted.
See, my nerves helped me out in that situation. I was like, oh, I'm so nervous, but I'm gonna like, just play it cool. Yoda, what do you think, buddy? Oh, Yoda, what am I
Grogu,
saying?
bro.
Grogu. Oh, dude, I messed up.
Dude, you're going to get us so much
I
hate.
cannot believe I said that. That's the last time I speak before I think. Whatever. I'm sorry,
gosh.
Grogu.
Anyways,
I can't believe I just did that.
something else that I have to mention when I talk about this movie, because I was talking about how all the different aspects of the film come together to just create this like perfect conglomeration of disorienting weirdness that just somehow worked out perfectly. Is the score.
The score, man.
The score was like unsettling, but so captivating. I was just like into the music. It just hit that vibe so well. And so I was listening to an interview with Yorgos Lanthimos, the director, and he was talking about how in the past he's only used compositions that have previously existed. And so he edits around the composition. And he wanted an original for this one. He's tried to do original compositions before, but he couldn't figure out how to do it because he likes to edit to the music. And so he found this guy. You can talk more about that because I know you looked into it.
Jerskin Fendrix.
Cool. See, I didn't even know his name. So he finds this guy. Say his name again. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, he's a European or a British dude. His name is Jerskin Fendrix.
Okay, so he finds
Cool
Jerskin
name.
Fendrix. It is a sick name. And Yorgos Lanthimos.
Yeah.
He's got the coolest names
Power
on this
name.
movie. Anyways, he finds this guy and he gives him the screenplay. And he's like, can you make something for this?
That's
And so this
awesome.
guy's working with the screenplay and he's working with stills in black and white from the set. And he made the score for this movie off
Just based on pictures.
pictures and a script. And then he edited the movie to it by giving him like little bits of feedback here and there. He's like sadder, happier, more romantic. And he'd tell him stuff like that and he would adjust the score. And all he had to work with was pictures, stills, and a screenplay. That's impressive.
Very impressive. And if you listen to the score, it's very like something I loved about it was obviously it's quirky. It's so stripped down and raw. Like
It
you
is.
listen to it, it's nothing very complex. Well, it's complex, but
I mean, it is, but at the same time, like you're saying, it's not. It's very there. It's out there. There's not like layers to it, really.
and it's short. Like each song, each bit is like a minute.
Oh,
Like
that's interesting.
So, like if you look up like the songs from the movie, they're like a minute long, maybe 3 at the most, and
Well,
they're
if you think back to the movie, the music comes on just like at the perfect times, and it just accents something that's happening on screen.
short, quick scenes.
Yeah, and then it's just like moves on to the next thing.
I do think short songs though that are in these days, like people's attention spans, I think are just like probably part of that.
Yeah.
But like TikTok videos, you want to have like 30 seconds, and yeah, man, there's some people who are killing it on Spotify who have like 1 minute songs.
Yeah.
Because it's just so easy to digest. And so that was interesting though, man. I mean, so what you said about the stills, that's crazy. And obviously,
And he said they were all black and white too, the stills. Like he didn't even send the colored photography.
and dude, this guy's he's like our age, man. He's 29 years old.
29?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's got some hits, but he came up on like SoundCloud, dude. Like he didn't
And this
even
was
have,
his first time. The director in that same interview, he mentioned that this was the first time he composed the film.
It is
So
his,
that's
yep.
insanely impressive.
It just makes me wonder, and I don't know about this, and let me know if you know. I don't know any of his other music.
No, not at all. Me neither.
So that director must have had some connection with this guy. Like,
no, he said he found his music like organically, and he was like, he reached out to him for the movie.
so you never know. Musicians out there, you never know what you're gonna get by putting your music out. So
Yeah.
go do it.
No,
That's
honestly.
really cool.
I don't know if I can't remember if the score itself was nominated for any awards, but I mean it should be just because it matches so well with the movie. Like in my opinion, when movies are getting these awards, it's because they
Yeah.
work well with what they're doing.
Yeah.
This one is just so phenomenal with
And,
that.
and what's crazy, man, is like I don't think the budget for the music was much because you look at it and they're like making music with one violin. Like he's working
Yeah.
with like one instrument,
You
like
can
3
hear it.
instruments. Yeah, because it's meant to be staccato. It's meant
You
to
can
be like
hear the simplicity.
yeah.
And that's the best part about it. I love a simple movie. That was why I gave The Holdover such a rave review too. I love a nice simple movie. And yeah, this one was a little bit like not so simple, but at the same time, it is really simple compared to what we get nowadays. It wasn't a blockbuster in any sense of that word.
What-
And
What do you? Let me cut you out, brother.
no,
So it's simple, but what do you think the theme is, man? Like, what's the theme of this movie?
just like liberation, female liberation. She did what she wanted to do, and it worked out.
Yeah.
She became a freaking doctor. She did a brain transplant, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's just about female empowerment. I think. I'm sure there's other themes and stuff being explored, but it's there.
Do you think she was more intelligent than she was before she killed herself?
Yeah, probably something to do with like the inspiration from Godwin, of course, because she essentially turns into Godwin,
Yeah.
switching off the brains and stuff.
She's now a neuroscientist or
Exactly.
whatever.
Yeah, and she was. There's that one
surgeon.
point where she ends up on the boat with Jared Carmichael, and I forget the
I
lady's
loved
name.
his character, dude.
It was cool. I heard
Yeah.
a lot of people hated the way he played that character. I was like reading reviews
Why
for
people
it.
hating, dude?
They were saying like he doesn't match the rest of the film, which I get. He did feel different from the rest of the film, but his character was actually like one of my favorite parts. The cynicism he introduces to her, where he was. What was that? He had a really good line that I really liked. I can't remember it now.
He was talking about like the reality of the world and like
Yeah.
how this is it. You
Yeah.
know, it's dark, and he was showing. So I don't know if the line does that ring a bell or no.
I don't remember the line exactly, but it was a very good line. And he takes her on this weird adventure trip thing to where he shows her a bunch of like dead babies or something, which sounds weird on like just saying it,
Yeah.
but it works really well in the movie. And she just sees the reality of the world. Because if you think about it, up until this point, she's only seen the world from Godwin's perspective, which is like a professor doctor who does whatever he wants. Then she goes off and runs off with Mark Ruffalo, who I believe is a lawyer. It feels like he's a lawyer, right? Because he was invited into the home to make a contract for McCandles
yep.
and her wedding.
Yep.
And so she runs off with him.
And right away, she ruins. Like he's like, "Come with me."
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Sorry, spoiler. I mean,
No, you know what you're getting into.
If you're watching
into
this, you're
these,
knowing, yeah.
But yeah, so she's only had these privileged lifestyles, and then Jared Carmichael just introduces her to the realities of the world, and I think that's a huge turning point in the film. I heard, I also read in reviews that people had a big issue with that point on the boat where she's talking with these characters. I didn't. I thought that worked, and I thought it worked really well, where she's learning about the reality of the world. Right. Like these people are introducing her to what it's like. This is where she starts to distance herself from Mark Ruffalo's character. What's his name? It was a good name. Duncan something. Dude, I can't remember the name, but it's good.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Duncan Waterbeer or something like that. I gotta look it up because it's gonna.
He crushed it though. How do you feel about his
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm glad you brought it up. I forgot to. I didn't know he had it in him. He's been the Hulk for how long now? How many years has he been the Hulk for?
He took that Marvel turn, man.
You can get really stuck as like that character. And I thought he was. When I saw he was in there, he was the last person I was excited for in the movie. I was like, Emma Stone looks good. Willem Dafoe looks good. And I was like, Hulk. Dude, no, he blew my mind. That performance was phenomenal.
That was his roots, right? Didn't he start with indie movies?
Yeah. The first thing I think I ever saw him in was he in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind? Do you know what that movie is?
I know what you're talking about. I don't know that.
I think he might have been in that movie. But I think that's the first thing I saw him in, which was like a more of an independent style movie, like an A24 type thing before A24 was the thing. But let's see. I gotta remember his name because Duncan Wedderburn, that was his name.
Yeah, it's a good name.
Duncan Wedderburn. That's like.
How did that character make you feel, man?
I hated him.
I hated him too,
I hated him so much.
But I also Mark Ruffalo seems cool.
But that's what's cool about him is he was able to make you hate that character when he seems like such a nice guy in real life. So that's a performance.
And I thought there were moments where I thought he was actually treating her well. I was like, it's not good that you took her away, but there are moments where I was like, okay, maybe this is good.
Yeah, there is some genuine like care in the character at some point. It was a weird character. It was an entertaining character.
Freaking ride, bro.
Yeah, the movie was a roller coaster in all the best ways.
Also, we didn't cheers, man. Cheers to Tech Issues. Cheers to Mark Ruffalo. But man, I have this whole new appreciation for Emma Stone, man. La La Land, she was good, but dude,
that's exactly how I feel. I really liked her in La La Land, and I was like, yeah, she's cool. I watched Birdman, and she got nominated for Birdman, I believe. She was like decent. In my opinion.
With
Keaton?
Keaton, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Cool.
That movie really changed my perspective on cinematography because there's a lot of these like insane long takes. So we should watch that one day. Yeah, I'll have a lot to talk about that. I haven't watched it since it came out, and I only watched it because of all the award stuff, and I was happy I did. It was good.
Yeah. Yeah, man, there's so many movies to watch, man. It's too much.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies, guys. Please recommend some.
Who do you think would win in a fight, man? Mark Ruffalo?
Okay.
Or not in a fight, but who do you think is a better... Why did I say fight? No, that's not what I was trying to ask. Who do you think is a better actor? Like, who do you think would win like a head-to-head acting performance? Mark Ruffalo or Willem Dafoe?
Okay, Willem Dafoe, 100%.
Okay.
But, like, Ruffalo now kind of could give him a run for his money. I never would have said that before at all. Like, it wouldn't even have been a conversation before this movie.
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe is just like, he's on another plane of existence, dude. That man he just got his Hollywood star that's been long deserved. We'll watch The Lighthouse eventually. I know you haven't seen that. That is a performance.
I saw the trailer you showed me, and it was really cool looking.
So
with Patterson.
Yeah. Robert Eggers directed that.
Our boy.
I love that guy. The only one of Robert Eggers' movies I haven't seen is The Northman, which just came out recently, so we should watch that too.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you, have you ever seen any Yorgos Lanthimos movies besides this one?
Dude, no. Okay. I mean, maybe I have and I don't recall.
So I've only seen no, you'll remember. They're messed up. The only one I've seen is The Lobster. And then I've seen bits and pieces of The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Man, I like Colin
Farrell.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, his movies, so I've seen bits and clips and read a lot about other movies.
Yeah.
This one seems to be the most like digestible movie of his, which is saying something.
Dang.
You know what I mean?
So, like more
like easy to like take in.
Wow.
Like his movies are kind of disturbing.
Did he do he didn't do Swiss Army Man, did he?
No. That was, I forget their names. I think it was brothers that did that one. But anyways, the Yorgos Lanthimos movies are very disturbing. At least The Lobster, like the ending of it, just like, oh man, it's so disheartening.
Yeah.
This was actually like his most like, from what I've read and stuff, this is his most feel good movie.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Why do you think they push the sex so much, man? Do you think people are into that?
I don't know, because it's actually been a thing that I've been hearing a lot recently. I've always felt this way where I feel like in a movie, the sex scenes kind of drag the movie down. Always felt that way. Like, what do you call it? My favorite movies don't tend to have a lot of sex scenes and stuff. I don't know why they could have pushed that. I think maybe because that's like a thing that's happening nowadays where like when they talk about like empowerment, sex is a thing that comes up in the conversation a lot. Yeah. So I feel like maybe it makes sense with the content or with the theme that they're going for. That's what I think.
I feel like sex is just a thing, man, that like people like the more and more we move forward, I don't see it reverting. Like the more and more we move forward with like technology and movies.
No, I don't know. I see it could go backwards.
Think so?
Yeah, just because like I think it was literally like yesterday or the day before Henry Cavill came out and he was like, sex scenes in movies suck.
Oh,
and I was
okay.
looking at the comments on this post.
People agreed?
And everyone agreed with him. Every single comment was like, yeah, Henry Cavill's finally talking the truth. And all
Is
this
it because like it's like we don't need to see that, or do you think it's just like, it takes away from the content?
So in my opinion, I don't think it's ever pushing a story further. You know what I mean?
It's just there for like
It's just there as like a
Lust.
filler. Yeah, that too.
honestly.
It's like trying to grab an audience's
Yeah.
attention in like a superficial way, in my opinion.
I'm gonna be honest. When I looked at Emma Stone, I always got this vibe that she was the type of person that wouldn't do like a sex scene.
Yeah, and she was like naked for so much of that movie. It was weird.
You saw everything, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
a lot. But that's also
Yeah.
giving it to her performance. Like she was really out there. She put herself out there.
Very
and sometimes
vulnerable, yeah.
As an actor, you need to do that.
I could never.
Me neither. No
if
way.
someone paid you $2 million, would you do a scene?
$2 million? That's a lot of money. Nah. No way. No, I couldn't do that. Like I said, I'm not the type of person to be vulnerable like that.
that's
It's just
fair.
not me. It's just
Well-
like I said, I don't even like it in movies. I just, even if it's
I
fake.
respect that though. It's a fresh take, man. I mean, I'm glad Henry Cavill said that because,
I was so happy when he said that and I saw people agreeing because that's always been my like least favorite part of movies.
yeah,
Like it just drags everything down usually.
yeah.
Like a 007 movie, action, and then slows down for a sex scene and it's hard to like recuperate.
Do they actually show stuff in that movie?
Like yeah, those like not super explicitly, but it slows it down to like capture that vibe. You know what I mean? And it's hard to recuperate once you slow down the vibe.
I get you,
of an
man.
action movie or something like that.
Yeah, they're trying to like check all the boxes. Like this
Yeah.
guy, there's always somebody that is into it or whatever.
And that's his character. That's like the James Bond character when you're talking about James Bond.
smooth guy.
But yeah, you can cut away masterfully and not have to include it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
Insinuate it.
I think that's a nice take, man.
Leave more to the imagination.
Yeah, there you
know?
go. Because obviously that stuff exists. Obviously
Mm-hmm.
it's happening, especially when you're James Bond or whatever. But
Yeah.
man. Well,
Dude,
go
there's
ahead.
a-
Yeah.
That reminds me, James Bond, Henry Cavill. I guess there was a audition tape of Henry Cavill auditioning when for I think it was Casino Royale when
Oh,
Daniel Craig got
wow.
the role, but he was too young, is what the
Oh,
producer said.
interesting.
Yeah.
man. Did you see Craig in 13 Knives or whatever?
Knives Out.
Knives Out, I mean.
I seen bits and pieces of that movie,
Well,
and I need to watch more of it.
He plays this southern, very like he's from
Yeah.
almost like that Louisiana accent.
Yeah, I've seen the trailers. I've seen
He's good, man.
I've seen it
It's-
in.
I love his character in that movie. It's funny.
There's this movie with Adam Driver. I forget what it's called now. Adam Driver and Daniel Craig are both in it. Oh, shoot, I cannot remember the name. That's a good movie too.
That's
I
a
can't-
cool cast.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was a good movie. I really like Adam Driver.
Ugh,
I've said that a
dude.
ton on this show, I think.
That guy was in the military, right? Mm-hmm. Marines, something like that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Dude, it's crazy to think about people who start later, man. Like Morgan Freeman, who was acting like he didn't have his break when he was like 40 or something like that.
Yeah, I think he was a lot older.
That's so cool.
Yeah, no, it really is. I was thinking about, I don't know exactly how old he was, but I was looking at Christopher Nolan today. He must have been kind of older when he got his first break, right? Because he looks old right now. And I think his first movie was made in like 1998.
What was his first movie?
I forget the name of it. It was like some crime thing that he literally directed, shot, edited, produced, filmed, everything.
Yeah.
Like he did every role on it.
If someone came up to you today and said, "Hey, man," and they're young, right? Like they're young cats. They're like 18, 19. They said, "Hey, in today's age, what are my chances of making it as like an actor? Like an actor. I want like, and I almost asked you the director's perspective, but I'm curious what you think about acting. What would you say to that person? Like if they're like, "Hey, I'm 18. I'm like fresh out of high school. I love this. I'm willing to dedicate the next 3 years to acting." What do you say to that kid?
Dude, I don't even know. That's hard because I don't know anyone personally who's like gone far in it. So I don't know realistically what that's like. I don't have any frame of reference for it.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, huh?
Yeah, because I mean, you could go to auditions and stuff every day and try it out, and you might get lucky, you might not. A lot of people tell you it's luck. A lot of people tell you it's skill. I have no clue.
There's a time in your life where it's like, okay, if you're that young and you get support, you're at home,
Yeah.
whatever, it's like, just do it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I know
You
eventually
can
it starts-
afford to just go and hang out at like casting things all day. Go for it.
Yeah,
But if you can't afford that, you can't afford that.
it's just reality now.
Put yourself out there in whatever way you can, though.
I don't know about you, man. Though I cannot, I'm not trying to like ostracize anybody, but I've lived in LA and I don't think I could ever go back to LA, man.
I don't know. I've never lived in LA itself. I mean, Pasadena. I don't think that's LA itself.
Pasadena's cool, dude. Yeah.
But that's the closest I've ever lived to LA, and I don't like it. Yeah. I was just thinking the other day. So, for anyone who doesn't know, we live in Vegas now. Super Bowl is this weekend, and traffic's bad. But traffic's nothing compared to LA, and we have a Super Bowl right now. Imagine if we were living in LA and the Super Bowl was happening this weekend. Imagine how long it would take us to get home from work and stuff.
Yeah, if you were like in it, like in the middle of LA.
It'd be like 5 hours, and it's only like 40 minutes right now.
I used to live by LAX, man, and that's horrible. Just the LAX traffic. Dude.
No, LA's it's its own world.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's cool. Like if you're there and you're like, I'm dedicated, like this craft or whatever. I mean, it's cool because I used to work at a coffee shop, man. I served quite a few celebrities, man. It's like a real thing. Like they're everywhere, man. You go,
for sure.
If you live in the right area, you don't go to Hollywood. You don't meet celebrities in Hollywood, man. Mm-hmm. You go to Manhattan Beach or whatever. But man, everybody I served at the coffee shop, dude, either worked in modeling, acting, directing. Like they were a director.
Yeah, and you see what I'm saying? There's so many crazy people doing those roles. Like, what are the odds?
I always wondered though. I'm like, because there was one person I served, man, and she was like, I'm making my own short film, and she would come in every day and like spend so much money on coffee. Like I'm like, are you actually making a bunch of money?
Yeah.
Like she was making some movie that was never. It was like an independent film. And it was a short film.
But you got to realize too, is you live in LA, like she might be like a trust fund baby or something.
That's true.
But
yeah, I definitely have those judgments. I was what's going on?
Because that's hard. I mean, like you know, I've tried to direct movies and like shorts and stuff, and it's so hard to get the money together for a short. So when you're thinking about people doing it, you're just like, there's got to be some secret that you have here if you don't have like a full-time job. Yeah. So I don't know, but I always lived about an hour outside of LA, give or take. And I used to only go if there was something I really wanted to do.
How long were you in Pasadena for?
That was when I was like a toddler. That was it.
Good times, huh?
I think from when I was 2 years old till I was like 5.
You were making moves back then, bro.
Yeah, dude, for sure. But
you were lifting weights and stuff.
No, that's a new thing, dude.
Do you feel like it's crucial for all actors to be super fit, or do you think?
Nah. Depends on the roles. Depends on the roles for sure.
That's true. You know what? I don't know why I asked it. Yeah.
Any movie from the 70s that you watch, which is all my favorite movies, they're pretty lean, small guys. Like they were lifting weights and stuff. I heard or read somewhere sometime that like the only person who used to work out back then was like Clint Eastwood. And
Clint Eastwood used to work out?
And he was like embarrassed to tell people he would work out because it was like a frowned upon thing to be like conscious about your body.
That's funny, man. Can I tell a Clint Eastwood story? Okay.
Yes, it's not like the best ones.
I mean, it's not like that crazy of a story, but I'll say two things real quick. So my mom moved from South Carolina, like to my dad's toy store. She moved to my dad's toy store. She moved to Monterey, California. So she literally moved from South Carolina to California, and needed a job. She landed a job temporarily at a toy store that happened to be my dad's toy store. And the first day on the job, she serves Clint Eastwood.
That's so cool.
Clint Eastwood was there, and I'm not saying this like boast about the store, but like he was there because he lives in Mont Carmel.
Yeah.
And that's where it was, and he was there for like hours, dude.
That's a cool story.
That's all I had to say. Actually, was
cool. But I appreciate that because I'm just pulling this up right now.
He's apparently a cool guy.
I don't want you to think I'm not listening to you.
No, go ahead.
But Clint, the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which is like the most famous Clint Eastwood movie of all time. It's my third favorite film of all time. I have it on my list. Like,
dude, it might have been at that time. This was like the 80s, bro.
No, that was 1960.
Oh, he did it in the 60s?
69, 66, 66.
Oh, man.
I'm trying to think now.
What was he doing in the 70s and 80s? What were his like mid-career films?
He's doing some Western stuff here now in the U.S. So the 60s was him in Italy doing spaghetti Westerns.
Oh,
so
is that an Italy thing?
Spaghetti Westerns. Yeah. Like
is
the
that
best
like what
Westerns.
defines the
best Westerns
are filmed in Italy?
100%, in my opinion. I think the Westerns here and that were filmed in America.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm burping too much. Hang on.
Hey, bro. Hey, here's the deal. I don't care what anybody says, bro. Ain't no such thing.
Anyways, what I was saying is the best Westerns are actually out of Italy. I think that the Westerns we had in America during the 50s, soft.
Too soft?
Soft,
like
bro.
Not enough like realness, rawness?
Yeah.
What do you mean, bro?
So we had a really weird studio rating system in the 50s that just kind of really made movies too non-violent. And a Western needs to be violent. So we had guys like Sergio Leone and Sergio Corbucci making
you spit these names like you really know your names, man.
Dude, they were making these like violent spaghetti western movies that just like really encapsulated the Wild West.
Yeah.
And like in America, we had John Ford making like westerns, and they're just westerns, but the spaghetti westerns were violent. They were good. They really captured that. I love The Searchers. I love John Wayne movies, but they do not compare to the original Django movies, the Lee Van Cleef movies from Italy, the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, all those Sergio Corbucci and Sergio Leone movies that just showed violence. Those are the best westerns, and they weren't even made in America.
And you said the first film ever made, which you showed me the other day, was
a Western. Yeah, cool. The Great Train Robbery, 1902, I believe.
I'm pretty sure like some Disney films were actually influenced by westerns too, because
look
at like Mickey Mouse and all that.
Even Star Wars
train runs.
Think about A New Hope. It's a Western.
Yeah. Whoa.
Think about Star Wars: A New Hope, Episode 4.
Are you talking about because of the setting?
No, not just the setting. It's like space cowboys. Think about it. Just think about that movie. The Tusken Raiders. Like it's just the space western.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Bro.
No, for real, dude. It's when you think about the influence that the Western has.
Wow.
Western is my favorite genre, and it's just tied with like gangster movies because those are just so cool too.
Yeah.
But gangster movies and Westerns are the best movies ever. All of them.
What are your thoughts on the movie Four Brothers?
The Four Brothers, the Mark Wahlberg one, Tyrese. I haven't seen it in way too long to be able to comment. What was that?
This would be a good time to get a new beer.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Yeah.
Some Arnold, dude.
Mic check. Hey, bud, we're gonna do pressing record, and we're talking real quick. Talking
Real quick. It sounds
We're
good to me.
Yeah, that's so weird, dude.
Okay. Can we just take it off then?
Yeah, kick it off, bro.
Okay, so back from grabbing the next beers and a couple technical difficulties once again. But that's normal for us. We're not pros yet by any means. But we're kicking off the second half of our episode with Hobgoblin Ruby beer, clocking in at a whopping 4.5%.
Can I say something?
Yeah, do it.
I love the way you said that, dude.
I don't know what I said.
You said you emphasize certain letters, and I love it, dude. Like Ruby beer, whopping. Like you, dude. If you ever like quit teaching or whatever, and you want another career, you should be a baseball announcer, dude.
A baseball announcer? I don't know anything about baseball though.
I don't either. I just know. I'm just baseball. To me, out of all the sports, baseball announcers are the most like iconic.
What about soccer, dude? They got that go,
dude. That was good. We should just do that for the rest of the podcast. Go. Oh, this is dark, man.
Ruby. I'm surprised.
Dude, has your pee ever looked like this?
I would go to the hospital, dude. This is not okay if your pee looks like this. So this thing is like, it's red. I'm surprised. 4.5% clocking in this dark.
I get why they call it Ruby, I guess.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
It's kind of clever.
So this is actually an English beer, which is why I busted out these pint glasses. I don't know if this is like just an opinion of mine, but these pint glasses remind me of like English beers for some reason. Just, I don't know. The glass, our glass with this little bulb at the top. Anyways,
have you ever had an English beer, like with beer glass before? Like, why?
I don't know why
are you saying that?
I do not know where that association.
I think when you were 2 years old, you saw a movie, and that you know, back in your time in Pasadena. No, it's cool, man.
Look at that, fits in the glass perfectly.
You had a good pour this time.
Dark one.
I mean, you always have a good pour, but
oh, dude, I don't even know how to describe that smell.
Why do people say "dude"?
I don't know.
I've
always wanted that,
right?
but I can't. No, what?
I can't say it.
Okay, don't say it. You're good.
It's not that bad, but
what the heck?
It has to do with animal genitalia.
What the heck?
We're not gonna go there.
What's going on with your computer?
Keep going. We're good. All right.
Wow. I took a sip. Let's cheers real quick. Hang on.
Cheers, dude. Hold on.
What are you doing?
Dude, get it together, bro. Dude.
If you were watching
That made
the video,
you chuckle so
if you were
hard.
watching the video, Evan just confused the hell out of me.
Dude, I love it, man. That was so pure. Your laugh was so pure, dude.
I was lost, dude. I had no idea what was happening.
Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you, dude. You're welcome, dude. That's $10.
Take a sip. Take a sip. You just
right,
cheers.
hold on.
You have
Fixing
to.
our audio, dude. I gotta fix our audio. I'm an audio guy tonight.
Anyways, that is For 4.5%, that's crazy flavorful. Ugh, that's good.
It's disgusting.
You don't like it?
I love it.
Okay.
It's
I was
so
like,
good.
oh my God.
No, it's very good.
So
We haven't
the
really disagreed on the beers.
yeah,
I think, yeah.
the distinct
boring,
ruby
but-
beer brewed with roasted malt delivers sweet caramel. That's
Brewed
what I'm
with
tasting,
roasted malt.
and fruit aromas. To
It's
tease
good.
The taste buds.
To me, it tastes almost like. I'm sorry, I'm talking way too close to the mic. It almost tastes like a subtle sweetness that's not overbearing. But
There you go.
do you get any cinnamon?
So I'm not saying cinnamon, but the main
What are you saying?
descriptor on here is toffee, which is what I'm picking up on. I am picking up the toffee.
Interesting.
Toffee, figs, raisins, and dates.
Well, I get the figs, bro.
That's where the sweetness is coming in from.
I like me some figs, bro.
I actually
Fig
haven't
Newtons.
tried a fig in a long time.
What's wrong
When
with
I did
you,
try them,
dude?
I was young and I didn't like them.
When you were two?
Probably.
Pasadena?
Yeah, because that was my grandpa lived in Pasadena and he loves figs. So that's probably when it happened.
Oh, dude. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go back to Pasadena, and we're going to get you the best figs you've ever had, buddy, okay?
Let's do it.
All right.
My grandpa's a fig tree now, but he's not in Pasadena anymore.
Who has fig tree? That's cool.
Yeah, it's weird, huh?
No, it's cool. I bet you goblins have fig trees.
Goblins for sure, dude.
Have you ever met one before?
A goblin?
Yeah.
Not that I can speak to. Maybe.
You have? Oh, I got some stories. Go ahead. Keep going, though. Keep going.
I forgot where I was going. We had a conversation about, what were we talking about? Westerns, huh? Yeah, we're talking about westerns.
You want to go back to that?
What do you want to talk about, dude?
No, westerns were sick, dude. Honestly, I didn't know the influence they had. Here's the deal, man. The movies, there's just so much to talk about.
It's rich. It's a rich,
Very rich.
rich canvas.
I want to talk about. Can we go back to Clint Eastwood real quick?
Yeah, 100%.
Here's my curiosity, man. Like, do you think Clint Eastwood had, what would you say his influences on today's movies?
Ooh,
Not even
that's a-
westerns, bro. Because he's cool, man. I've heard he's a good guy. I don't know.
I mean,
man.
if you look at most lists that rank greatest movies, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is always near the top.
Yeah.
And so I would just say that in general, that's a huge influence. I'm not quite sure,
yeah,
like overarching what it would have on the movie industry as a whole, but it's there for sure. He's like what, in his 90s still making movies too?
which is sick, man. He directed Gran Torino and starting. I love
That's a
when-
great movie.
dude, man. So Bradley Cooper said something. He was like saying how in Maestro, he was like, I find directing and being in a movie at the same time easier than
Yeah, I heard
vice versa.
I heard him talking about that.
What are
That's
your thoughts on
interesting.
that?
I don't know. I would never be in front of a camera. I don't like it. I don't think I can act. Yeah, but directing's fun, but it's hard.
Do you just not like acting, or do you feel like you just get nervous on the camera?
I have no idea. I haven't even tried, to be honest with you.
Here, act real quick. Yeah, yeah,
No.
you have to, dude.
can't
Otherwise,
do
we're
it.
gonna lose viewers, bro. All 12 of them, dude.
We get like 20 views, but I think 10 of them are us, so it's like 10.
I watch my movie. I listen to my podcast all the time.
Dude, I could see you just like driving to work, just like stoked on what we're talking about.
I listen to us and I'm like, dude, we sound the same, bro.
It's weird. It is weird.
I've never met somebody with the same tone of voice as me.
It's really strange.
It is really weird, man. But anyways, yeah.
So I think right
I
now is
don't
the
know.
perfect time to bring up. So I was talking
Don't
to
do it. Don't do it. They're not ready for it, bro. They're not ready, dude.
I was talking
Can
to,
we give them a drum roll?
yeah, let's do
Okay.
it.
Go ahead.
All right, I was talking to a friend of the podcast, Theo Fern.
Teal Fern.
And
You'll
he-
meet him one day.
He showed me he played a clip of us speaking at the beginning of an episode, and then he skipped towards the end once we've had a couple of drinks in us, and the difference is so stark, and I feel like I can feel it tonight.
Between when we start and we.
Yeah, like we just slow down so much by the time we have
Are you
beer in
feeling
us.
it?
Not like feeling it. I'm just not being able to. My thoughts are
Because we're not
coming
drinking. I was like,
quickly.
guys, by the way, we're drinking light beer, man. This is like
4.5.
Yeah, it's not much.
But no, I'm just like my brain isn't braining, dude.
Dude, I'm braining hard. I love what we're doing, dude. Even though we're having technical difficulties, for some reason,
I did too.
Vibing, dude.
Tonight's flow because we had a great movie to talk about.
Yes.
We had
Good movie.
all kinds of stuff to talk about related to it.
Yeah.
The first beer was
Yeah.
phenomenal too.
Dude, listen to us.
This beer's good.
And this beer is good. Listen to us. Hop in, man.
I want to watch
It's a ride,
another
dude.
good movie because the conversation flows so well.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, when you watch those sleepers, not so much. Here's my question for you, my bro. Favorite Christmas movie of all time, bro.
Now it's The Holdovers. I told you that. I'm gonna watch that every
did we
year
already
now.
have this conversation?
I just said so. It wasn't this conversation exactly, but I just said when we did our Holdovers episode that I think this is a new classic Christmas movie.
Okay.
Just like it just hits the vibe so well of like that cozy, snowy, wintry vibe that you want from a Christmas movie. And so I'm stoked on that. I'm gonna watch that every year around that time now.
Okay.
It's just so well matched to the feelings, to the atmosphere.
Okay.
And I hope there's an upset, and I hope it wins Best Picture. Like, I liked Oppenheimer, but I just feel like Holdovers needs this whale mood.
Man, it's funny because, the holdover, every time we say that, I'm like, who actually knows what the holdovers is? But I'm also like, you should because it's a good
so
movie.
good.
And it's nominated.
And it's so accessible. It's just on Peacock. Like,
It's a good movie.
We just popped it on Peacock one night.
Can I tell you something real quick?
Yeah.
I used to not hate, that's an unnecessarily strong word. I used to dislike that we have so many streaming services, right? But now I'm kind of like, okay.
It's not that expensive either.
It's not that expensive. And two, you know what? Good for you. You're trying to give movies to the people, man.
Yeah.
And some people like the collection of movies that Peacock has. And I like that Peacock has some really unique talk shows. And there's like, so anyways, I used to diss it, but I'm like, there's nothing wrong with options.
No,
man.
it's awesome.
And they're making some money. Hopefully it's good for the peeps. You know what I mean? It's all
I feel
good
like
stuff.
a big thing.
Like, why not?
One of the big services I like is Max, HBO's. It's
HBO
so good.
Max has the hits, dude.
Dude, it's so good.
Yeah.
So we've talked about watching movies in pieces. I've been slowly watching in pieces Le Samurai, which is a French movie from
The last summer.
Le Samurai.
Ooh.
It's a French movie.
Ooh.
Dude, it is so good so far. I'm only like 20 minutes in or so because I watched it yesterday on my lunch for the first time. It is so good.
Of course,
dude.
you spend your lunch watching the movies.
Yeah.
Wait, does it have
You're taking too long, bro. What's going on here? We have to have a
titles, bro.
We have to have a soundboard just like boom, hit that Jeopardy music.
Yep. We're gonna find out if it's legal.
I know.
Man,
We talked about that at the club,
R.I.P.
too.
Alex Trebek, man.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Man, that guy was awesome, man.
He was cool.
So cool, dude. You can just tell. It just spews out of him.
And I'm sure he was like a wealth of knowledge being on that show.
Honestly,
for so
dude.
long.
No, I'm pretty sure he's in like what qualifies you to be on that show, right? Mm-hmm. Ken Jennings is doing all right on the show, but well, sorry,
I don't even know who that is.
he's the guy who's like the first dude to win $1 million on the.
Oh really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't even know that.
So the chick who was on Big Bang,
yeah, I know
she
was
did
there
it.
for
She
a
got
bit.
slacked though. People didn't like her.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
I
cool
stopped
though.
paying attention to that.
What was I saying? Oh, I forgot.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's not even that heavy of beers, man. I just forgot.
Yeah, no, like I said, it's just the conversation is just so nice tonight. Okay, real quick, let's hit this real
It's
quick.
super kind.
Rate your top 3 movies of 2023.
Oh, good.
Hit it real quick.
All right.
We're eventually gonna do a tier system,
2020.
but we have to wait for our boy Trevor.
Yeah.
So things are coming with him. Just
Things
so you're
are
aware,
happening.
as an audience member.
Just shout out. Can we shout out Fear the Beardo real quick, man?
Fear the Beardo, shout out.
Check
Yeah.
out Fear the Beardo on YouTube. Fear. I didn't say that weird. I said that weird.
No, you're fine.
Did I say it right?
You thought you said it weird, but you didn't.
Hey, hold on. Let me put a jacket on while I step outside of my head real quick.
There you go.
So, top 3?
Let's do 5 because I'm looking at my
Bro,
list.
Top 2 is hard, man. You're making me do 5?
I'm looking at my list right now, and I can't decide between my top 5.
You need more time to think about it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say some stuff.
Hit me. Throw yours.
Okay. Holdovers is one of them, but I can't do 1 through 5, bro. I'm just not capable of thinking that way right now.
You can't like rank them. You're saying?
No, can I just say 5 movies
So okay,
Can you go
name
first?
your 3 favorites.
in general? Or
Just like
2023?
3 that's okay. Without thinking about it,
I don't
3
even-
movies that stood out to you
that
we
came out in
watched.
2023.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting. Can I look at a list?
Here, I'll show you my list because I think we've watched the same movies. So I'll hit you with my 3 real quick. my 3 most outstanding that were just like shockers. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna take out Oppenheimer and I'm gonna take out Killers of the Flower Moon because they're like these huge blockbusters.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say Holdovers, Poor Things, and Iron Claw. Phenomenal
Oh,
movies.
I see what you're saying. Okay. So
That's my list that I've watched this year of movies that released this year.
Yeah.
Oh, and then
Cool. Yeah, man. No,
we watched like most of those together.
out of all these things, man. Yeah, for sure. Air is one of them. I loved Air.
Air was
great,
good.
man.
Air was
I saw
good.
that by myself, man. That was good.
Yeah,
though.
me too.
You did too by yourself?
Yeah, I just watched it one night.
We're so sad.
We're watching movies
know each
together
other
is
all
like
the time.
the coolest thing ever, dude.
It's great, man. So Iron Claw is number 1. Holdovers number 2. I'll do Airs as number 3, man.
Oh, nice. I like your list.
Yeah, man. I mean, I can't remember outside of your list. I don't know what else came out in 2020.
I personally, I think I watched the stuff that was worth watching, and that's
Yeah,
that sounds
I feel you,
so
man.
stuck up. But there was movies that just sounded so boring to me.
Wait, hold on. Wait, you said no Killers of the Flower Moon, right?
I took it out just because
Okay.
I'm so biased towards Scorsese.
I get you.
I feel like I can't like.
Can I use it,
honestly-
though?
You can.
I'm gonna
100%.
say I'm gonna replace Air with Killers. then,
There you
man.
go.
Yeah,
There you
Killers
go.
was good.
I'm just so biased towards Scorsese that I feel like he's gonna make my list, even if it's like the biggest piece of crap ever. So I just don't want to throw it
Yeah.
on there. And then Oppenheimer is just like this powerhouse.
I gotta
of
watch
a
it,
movie.
man. I haven't seen it, man.
It's just a powerhouse of a movie.
I think I know what it's
everything.
about
It's cool. It's good.
though. Everyone knows. The one thing is you can't spoil that movie.
No, not at all.
Dude,
If you know what happened in the last century or so, you're
if
good.
you pay attention to history at all. Some people, dude, I'm not gonna lie, man. Some people, I'm not judging them because I'm also not very in tune with history. Like, there's a lot of things I don't know, but there are some people who don't know anything about history. I'm like,
No, I feel that. I know.
if you're met someone that's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
something
no, it's a
like-
thing. It's a thing, dude.
Like, I know slavery existed. I'm like, what?
What? I've never heard that. That's crazy.
No, I haven't heard that, but
Okay.
also, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend anybody by saying that. I'm just saying that's like the biggest thing that's like
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
You're just trying to catch people up.
Yeah. I was trying to make a point of like I was trying to make.
No, there are people
I was
out
trying
there
to make
who
a joke. and I
who
felt
blow.
bad.
Yeah, you chose the wrong.
I used the wrong one. I used the wrong thing, man. Bring
I
us
don't know
back.
why I'm laughing.
How do we come back?
Let's
from
talk about
this?
Star Wars.
How do we come back? No, wait. Honestly, though, there's so many important elements of history, man, that like are worth knowing, and it's so like, and obviously, hey, also we're in Black History Month, man. Like, I do want to acknowledge that for a second, man. It's like,
You know
really,
what's sorry.
No, go ahead,
You
go
reminded
ahead.
me of this. Black History Month, a movie that needs to get made.
Yeah.
Just the story of Frederick Douglass, coolest dude
Dude.
in our history of this country.
so smart.
So cool,
And
dude.
so cool. Wait, what? So what? Yeah, tell me more.
I've
Because
been
you've
teaching-
read more about him.
So I've been teaching my students about him recently for Black History Month,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of my students struggle to read. So I'm teaching them about how this slave learned and taught himself to read.
Yeah.
And seeing how inspired they are by him is just like the most heartwarming thing I've ever experienced. Like my worst performing student who tries so hard, and I just like really work close with him. He loves the story of Frederick Douglass, and I think he's resonating with like the struggle of learning to read.
awesome, man.
And he's just trying so hard. I've never seen him like try so hard on a subject matter as
Yeah.
like when I'm telling him to write about Frederick Douglass, and he's just like going for it. And
Dude,
it's
that's so awesome, man.
So that story is so inspiring to I don't even know how many people,
Yeah.
because I was gonna teach this lesson, and it was gonna be like a thing that goes over and whatever, like any other lesson. But the way my students resonated with it was insane.
Yeah.
And I just think he was important when he existed, and he's never ceased to be important.
Yeah.
And it is awesome. I love it. And there
thanks
needs
for
to be a
sharing
movie about him. We're a movie podcast. We're a beer podcast. We need to talk about Frederick Douglass.
That's a
because
really good idea, man.
It would be a great.
Because
movie.
I know you were pointing out the book that you have.
Oh yeah, I have a very
of his
nice-
writings.
Yes, very nice.
It's awesome, man. Yeah,
Leather-bound Frederick Douglass book.
I'm gonna be honest. There's a lot I don't know about like Black history, but I also know there's like I do know that there's so many pioneers, man.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
people who are it's just like, yeah. So I'm glad you touched on that, man. Because we're in a world now where a lot of movies are being made about a lot of people, and it's like, okay, if we've done that about this person, why don't we do this movie now?
Yeah,
like let's make that
exactly.
happen. Like there's no reason why not. So Frederick
so-
Douglass, man, cool.
Touching back, just bringing us back to our whole 2023
Yeah.
movie combo. I was listening to an interview with the director of Iron Claw, and how like when he was trying to think about like creating this movie, how it hadn't been done. like the content is just asking to be made into a movie, right?
Yeah.
It was such a good movie. If you haven't seen it, you have to check it out.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest snub of the Oscars this year, is that didn't get a single nomination. That is insane to me. Zac Efron Zac Efron had the performance of his life in that movie. The story is so heartfelt and touching. Just the way they portray certain aspects of life generally in that movie is really touching. There's like a scene at the end, spoiler alert, a scene at the end of Iron Claw where all the brothers are in heaven together essentially. And that could have been looked at as cheesy, but the way they pulled it off was just so beautiful.
Dude, it was awesome, man.
It was a good movie. Evan was like,
we had to hug at the end.
We hugged at the end of the movie.
I mean, I think it's cool when two bros are like watching a movie together, but it's like about like brotherhood and all that. And it's, no, honestly, it was so good, dude.
Dude, spoiler alert real quick again.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Zac Efron's sons, when he's like crying and they're like, what's wrong, daddy? And he's like, I used to be a brother, but now I'm not. And they're like, we'll be your brothers, daddy.
Yeah.
Bro, hurt. It hurt.
Honestly, dude,
That's what Evan said in the theater. Evan said, Jesus.
Yeah, I did.
That was painful. That was
and I don't
heartwarming.
say that unless it's like something hits me hard.
No, it was a heart.
Because I don't say it in a bad way. I'm just like,
of course not.
ugh. Yeah, man. No, it makes me like my mom's brother. He passed away like when they were so close, man. Like he was a couple years older than her. His name was Teddy. He passed away in a motorcycle accident. And she, to this day, like whenever I ask her to tell me a story, she's like, all of her stories about him.
Yeah.
And like a brother and sibling. This is about siblings. It's not even just about brotherhood. Like, so ladies out there, man, like when you think about just like being a sibling, man, it's crazy, dude. Like I don't know. All I was trying to say with that is it hits you in the heartstrings so hard.
Yeah.
Even if you're not a sibling, I'll say it's just so raw. So if you're not a sibling, it gives you insight to what that's like. Is what I'm trying to say.
But it's just about family in general, love,
Yeah.
everything. It was just well written, well performed.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. It was a beautiful movie.
It was cool watching that with you, man.
Yeah,
seriously,
that was a great.
I enjoyed that. I'd watch it again with you.
That was one of our first movies that we really like clocked into for talking about together. So that was awesome.
But before the movie, we were like, "Where are we? Do we park?" And we were like, "How do we get to the theater?"
We were like sprinting around looking for the movie. Because once again, we live in Vegas, and a lot of the theaters are in casinos.
But this one was, that's true. It's weird.
We watched Poor Things at the same theater, actually. So I feel like that's our spot now, is this theater.
It's a nice theater.
In this casino. It's very nice. But we like park in this like really like separated parking structure, and we have to run through a casino to find the movie. So we're just like, what's going on? Where are we? Yeah. So it was stressful the first time. And we're just like trying to get into this movie because I did not want to miss a second of this one because I had just seen so many good reviews.
It was cool, man. No, it was a good movie. We had a good hug at the end. We had a good debrief. We in a moment while we're driving home, we were like, whoa. We were quiet for a little bit.
We put on Tom Sawyer because that's the music they walked out to.
That was such a good song.
Such a great song.
Rush, man. Dude. It's great. It's real. I mean, you're talking about real people who have a real story, man.
Yeah.
And like
you
said,
Kevin Von Erich, the one that Zac Efron plays, still alive.
Yeah.
He was at a lot of the premieres.
That
and a lot
is
of the
so
events.
cool to think about, man.
Yeah.
Because you have someone who's like actually giving you real input on the production.
Yep.
Man, do you feel like if someone was like, hey man, like I want you to help me produce this movie about something you're familiar with, like anything, like teaching, for example, do you think like, I guess it depends how much knowledge you have, but like, do you know anything about production? Like, I guess I'm trying to ask, like, what does that entail? Like,
It's just like a minimal level.
are you sharing? Okay.
I mean, it's like doing anything. Like you always hear these stories about in Hollywood where random people come up and they write a screenplay that's really good, or they produce a movie that's amazing. It does really well. So I don't think it's as intensive as some people think, but at the same time, you do have to research. You have to come up with just a very authentic feeling in order for the movie to be successful.
Yeah.
So it's just there is a lot to it. I know that the Iron Claw, it was years of writing. The director said to come up with it.
Wow.
And to do it justice. I told you this. There was another brother who died who wasn't even featured in the film. Yeah. So they had to take all these ideas and they had to think about the most appropriate way to display this real story on screen and to do it justice. So there's a lot of thought that goes into this, and it is challenging. I've never created a feature, and so I think the hardest part would be the organizational aspect. Yeah. You know what I mean? Getting a whole story into a concise 2 to 3 hours is so difficult, I bet.
Dang, man. That's a good point, man. That's a good point. How's the beer hitting you?
Perfectly, dude. I'm feeling good. Feeling
That's a big
relaxed.
word. It's a big word. I'm feeling relaxed too, man. I'm feeling relaxed even though we have 7,000 lights on us right now.
Dude,
man,
feel
our
like,
set's crazy. Hold on, I'm gonna take a picture. Sorry, keep going.
What's that line from Back to the Future?
I don't know lines. You know lines. You know
okay.
memes and you know lines. I don't know memes.
My brain is slowing right now, but I'm just thinking of that line from Back to the Future where Doc Brown's always screaming the gigawatts. I can't remember what it is.
I love Back to the Future, but
you know what I'm talking about?
No.
The gigawatts. It's like a big number of gigawatts, and that's what I feel like being hit by these lights. The 2.21 gigawatts, something like that.
What's up, dude?
Anyways, you like Back to the Future though?
I do. I've seen them all. I just can't remember. I can't differentiate them. I'm like I always like mix them all up.
Well, so that's what's cool about Back to the Future is the way that it's like one long movie, all three of them.
That's true. They all connect.
They connect perfectly. So
Yeah.
like where one leaves off, you start off at 2. Where 2 leaves off, you start off at 3, and it just goes like that. It's just like a very long movie. That's awesome.
Very, very iconic film, man.
Yeah, I think
love
the
Michael J.
first
Fox.
one is my favorite. The second one's like cool, and then the third one's like the least best, but it's like awesome because it's a western. You see the western,
Yeah.
the western.
Now I'm
coming in
starting to get
always,
that
dude.
connection, man.
So the first one, he goes to 1955. Second one, he goes to 2000 or something like that. He goes to the future. So the first one,
I don't remember.
he goes back in time to 55. So the movie was made in 1985. He goes to 1955. And then in the second one, he goes to, I forget what year exactly, but he goes into the future. I can't remember. It was 2015 or something. Because I remember when the actual year happened, there was like a huge thing on the internet about like, oh, this is the year Marty McFly went to it, and Back to the Future 2. And then, and the last one, Back to the Future 3, he goes to the Old West, which is like 1885 or something like that.
Dang, that's so cool. But we should watch that. We should have a little marathon.
I would love to. I watch
fun.
I watch all three of those on occasion every couple of years or so, just because they're so good.
Okay.
They're always
So
so
there's
good.
just 3.
There's 3 of them, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
Man.
awesome movies. I grew up on those ones. So good. The first one's my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta check them out, man. I know that definitely paved the way for all these like time travel movies.
Dude, it's not even time travel anymore. It's like timelines at this point, which is like confusing. It's confusing.
Like
as hell.
Loki and stuff.
Loki.
Loki's
Dude,
that's
but
next
you
level,
know,
man.
you know what did it first was Community, the Joel McHale show. They did that timeline stuff first.
What do you mean? I haven't
There was
seen
like
it, so I don't know.
there's like these weird episodes where they like talked about like evil so there's this character named Abed, and there's like this weird timeline where there's like evil Abed and stuff, and he like came into their timeline, and that show was like, it was a trip. So Dan Harmon's the creator. He also created Rick and Morty, and there's like those real scientific like connections in that show even. But Community is probably one of my favorite shows.
I heard not Childish Gambino. What's our boy's name?
Which one?
What's Childish Gambino?
Donald Glover.
Who's amazingly talented.
He's like my favorite
But I
artist
heard he
doing
got
anything today.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know you always shout him out. He applied for before Community. He applied. He auditioned for Parks and Rec and didn't get it.
Oh, really? You know he was a writer on 30 Rock?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's so good,
talented, dude.
he's such a good
Dude, but his role on Community is so good.
I haven't
plays,
seen it.
Troy Barnes is the character's name. And he just has such a vibe with this guy, Abed, on the show.
That's cool.
It's such a good show. The writing is phenomenal. The storylines are great. It starts getting kind of crappy towards the last season.
Okay.
But they're coming up with a movie. This
A
like
Community movie?
yeah. So the whole thing throughout the production of the show was 6 seasons in a movie, and it ended after 6 seasons. Even though it got canceled at one point, and then Yahoo bought them, and Yahoo released the show for the last season, which is weird to think about. Yahoo was like trying to be a streaming service at one point, and but anyways,
They were on something though. That's
yeah. But so then it ended at 6 seasons, and it's been years since that show's been coming out. And then Dan Harmon during like COVID got the whole cast together and they did a table read of one of the episodes.
Yeah.
And then like last year they announced that there's a script for a movie. So it's finally 6 seasons in a movie. The prophecy's coming true, dude.
That's cool, man.
You gotta watch it.
Joe
You gotta
McHale's
catch up.
in it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's like the main guy.
Man, dude, because I was on the game show with that
I know,
guy.
that's so cool.
I only bring it up because like, you know, I didn't, obviously I don't know the guy, but he, my friend Matt, and my best pal Matt, dude, we were on the show and it was cut out of the show. It was called Card Sharks. Like it was not like no one probably knows it. But he and my friend Matt had the funniest interaction, dude. My friend Matt was talking about like peeing your pants or something like that. It was something so random. And Joe McHale was like, literally had said this on air. He was like, "This is getting weird, dude." And we were like, "Wait, it got cut out." And it all, you know, obviously everything's like, you know. But when you go off script enough on a game show, they're like, "Okay, we're
can't do
gonna
this,
we're gonna reset a little bit here." But he was a really nice guy. But all that to say, I've never seen Community. Can't wait to watch. So I definitely need to watch the show before I watch the movie. Then
Yeah, we gotta watch it.
there's too much to watch,
There's
bro.
too much to watch. We have to watch something for next week's episode. We haven't even come up with that. Last week, we knew we were watching Poor Things upon ending filming.
Freaking love that movie, man.
Gosh, I'm so stoked
good.
on that movie, dude.
It was very good.
Yeah.
What are we gonna
So-
watch next?
We got to follow it up with something phenomenal.
Are you thinking Oscar related or no?
I'm thinking we dip back in time to some classics. What are you feeling?
Let's watch The Terminator, bro.
The Terminator.
Or what?
That's a good one. There's also the Terminator 2 is better than the Terminator in my opinion.
Yeah, they got the graphics down a little better.
Not just that, the whole thing is better. Like Arnold's character's like better. He's not just like a plain old 3D two-dimensional villain. He's like more of a built-out character for some reason.
Yeah.
But anyways, past that, I think we watched just like a absolute classic like Pulp
Goonies.
Fiction or Goonies is good.
Pulp
too.
Fiction. I'm down to watch Pulp
Fiction.
Yeah.
Goodfellas. Just like classic cinema.
I'm down.
Just some classic cinema, dude.
Let's do it. Tonight? No. Think about it.
Maybe. I don't know what time it is. What time is it? How long have you been filming? What's going on right now?
I didn't set a timer.
That's all
so
good.
we probably should wrap soon.
Let's wrap it right now, dude. Let's
Right
top
now?
off this.
Okay.
Let's finish off these
All right.
beers.
Okay.
And tell the audience the main important factors. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm just putting words
Sound like
together.
a math teacher, bro.
I know. I'm just putting words together at this
What's
point.
a factor, dude? Hey,
A
audience. Hey, look at me real quick. Hey. Thank you for being here. If you've made it this far, you're a legend.
And you're probably bored.
And you're probably bored. So we're gonna take out. We're gonna end your misery, and we're gonna
We're gonna just nip this episode in the bud.
drink some beer and say
Remember to
always
beer.
happy.
Peace.
Cheers.
Later.
Deuces.